So here is, without further ado, the new surprise to Team FFR. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Skylar here, and we are outside. It is a beautiful day, and we have a really exciting video today to show you guys one of the surprises that we had mentioned a while back in the shop. We have been blessed with another awesome surprise for you guys. We're going to introduce that today in this video, but before we do that, we have a driver shout out and spotlight that I want to do for this week. And for this week's driver spotlight is Braxton Wallace. He races a Nissan 200SX front wheel drive, black, number T13, so I already love the number. He is running up in the Southwest Iowa region, and they run IMCA rules up there. It's his second season, and he's already got a win up at Stewart Raceway. Went back for some redemption, didn't have the best of luck, but he went back and just recently scored him a win up at Stewart Raceway. Awesome guy. He's really helped me with some ideas that I'm going to mention in this video about some of the things we're going to do for the radiator section of the RSX. But we are excited to be able to follow Braxton. He is an awesome guy, great racer. Them cars are fast up there. His car is amazing, and he's really teaching me a lot about this dirt track stuff. So Braxton, good luck this year. Thank you for letting us do a driver spotlight. Y'all go check him out if you're in the Southwest Iowa region, and we appreciate everything that you do for the racing community, Braxton. Thank you, buddy. So now that we've done our driver spotlight, let's walk down here and show you guys the surprise that we've got for Team FFR. And when we come back, we're going to do a damage report on each vehicle, the RSX, the Bandolero, and the Legend car, and let y'all know and give you kind of just get you up to speed on our plans for all three cars for the remaining of the season. So let's go check out this new surprise. So a few people have already figured out what this new surprise to our team is, but before I reveal that to you guys, I just want to let you know that this is something that is going to be 100% new to our team, and we are pumped about it. I know nothing about these, but I hope to know in the near future what we've got to do to be up to speed on this. So here is, without further ado, the new surprise to Team FFR. There she is, guys. That is right. It is a Camaro rear-wheel drive. Yes, I said that. Rear-wheel drive dirt car. And we are pumped about this. So this is a pure stock, pretty much the same exact car that Miller Tom Motorsports. If y'all haven't checked his channel out yet, y'all need to go do that. It is pretty much the exact same car that he has. The only difference is these cars have leaf spring rear ends instead of, the floater rear ends. I believe I'm saying that right. Y'all do not quote me. I know nothing about these. I've already mentioned that to y'all. But this car, I want to give y'all kind of a backstory on it. It is, I think it's like a 70s model Camaro, and it was run about 20 or so years ago, maybe even more, longer than that, by the McMahons. And the McMahon family, they're subscribers of ours. They reached out to us and they said, hey guys, we've got something that you may be interested in at our shop. Come take a look at it. And we did. We worked out an incredible deal with them on this car, and they are amazing. So in the future, coming up, I've already been able to help a guy named Bobby Rowland. Y'all go check him out, Chasing the Checkerd. He created a YouTube channel. He reached out to me about wanting to create a YouTube channel. We started it up. I'll leave a description to his channel in the description. Leave a link to the channel in the description of this video. And he has done awesome. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him. But these guys, the McMahons, own Southern Speed Shop. And it is a complete performance shop. They build engines. They do any kind of machine work. And they had the plans to build this car and pulled it out of the woods whenever Outlaw Speedway decided that they were going to race again, but they decided not to. So they contacted us and said, hey, we want to come on board as a sponsor for you guys. Come get this thing. And so that's what we did. We're going to build this thing, and we are going to venture out into the dirt world, rear wheel drive. We're going to do something really cool. Of course, there's no motor in this, but the bones on this car are really, really good. It's Miller Time yellow. Look at that. And the bones of this car are really solid. There's no rot or anything. As far as the cage and stuff goes, it just needs to be blasted and work done to it to get some of this old paint off. But guys, this is going to be an off-season project that we are going to do, and we are excited about it. What we're going to actually do is we are going to help Southern Speed Racing, I think is what they're going to call their channel, make them a channel, and we are going to build our own engine for this car. I've already talked with Outlaw and got the rule package for the engine, and I have never built an engine in my life when it comes to V8 cars. So that's going to be something that's going to be next year or even possibly 2023. I'm not sure yet, just depending on how our other schedules go with Austin's build and Travis's build. But I'm excited about this. This is something that I've never done. I'm going to learn all about engines. I'm going to learn how to blueprint motors, learn how to, do cams and heads and pistons and all that stuff. So it's something that I'm excited about, because not only is it a new class, we're getting out of the front wheel drive stuff, which we'll probably still do that, but we'll be moving into a V8 car. And they have all kind of races that are high dollar for these pure stock, factory stock cars. So that's the surprise. If you haven't guessed that, or for the ones who did, you did get it right. We are getting into a different class on dirt. This thing is massive. But in a future video, I'm going to tell you guys, and we're going to do a build from start on this and tell you what all of our plans are. But again, a huge thank you to the McMahons with Southern Speed for this deal. And we are just pumped to be able to work with you guys. We are so thankful and excited for what's to come with that. So guys, I know that it gets expensive with the dirt cars, especially with the motors and stuff. So we're possibly going to be offering sponsorships for just the pure stock ride. We'll talk about that later in the future, because that stuff gets pricey. We may have to sell a Flem's RSX when we get it done or something like that to be able to fund that build. But good things coming for our team. I know a lot of you guys don't really care. You may care, but a lot of you guys, have your favorites when it comes to our builds, whether it be the Legend car. I know, Max, he really enjoys the Bandolero build. But for me, just being able to venture into a different class, something that I've never done, is what makes me excited for our team. And that just also gives more opportunity for us to showcase our talents in different classes, do another build from the ground up, because that one definitely is going to be tore down completely, and to just build another car for our channel, and then also allow my brothers, my dad and me to experience a totally new experience that we've ever had. I've only owned one other car with a V8, and it was the pure stock, like bomber class over at Mobile International. If you haven't seen that video, it was fun, but it was a little 305 and it was asphalt. Never been on dirt, but I'm excited. I know I've said that a ton, but let's get back here to the house and we'll do a damage report on these other cars and just show you all our plans for this weekend. So first things first, let's start with the RSX. Austin did an amazing job last race at Outlaw Speedway. He was able to get a third place finish. He was disappointed. He said that he wished he would have done better, but he feels like maybe that the car started losing power. He said the fans were kicking on and off, and we just went over and looked at the car. So I want to show you guys a few things that we did find and notice on the car that I'm going to actually have to get changed out this Saturday. Today is Thursday, so this Saturday, actually Friday and Saturday, they have a race at Deep South Speedway. I mentioned to you guys that we want to go there next, but we're actually going to change and shift the plans a little bit and go tomorrow night, which is Friday night, to Deep South. They've backed the start time up to 8 o'clock, so that means we're not going to get started till 8, which means we'll probably be like 1 or 2 for our race, seeing that we're the last one. We're going to go on a Friday night instead of a Friday and Saturday, so that way it gives me off Saturday to rest and then be able to go to church Sunday, because that's very important to me. I've hated being able to, not being able to go to church with my finger and then starting back work and then getting home late with the races. I never feel like that's good for me to skip church because of races. So that's the plan. So I want to get this car ready for this Friday night, which will be tomorrow night, and we're going to show you guys what I have to do and the damage that was done on this. And then to wrap the video up, I'll go show you all the plans with the Bandolero and the Legend car. So this is the damage on the RSX and the things that we found. The plugs on this car are pretty old, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to change these plugs. I've got some brand new plugs, which if y'all don't know, these plugs right here are $70. So they are extremely expensive for this type of car. So I'm going to change the plugs on that, and I'm also going to do an oil change. We're going to bring it up to Bay Fast Lube and do an oil change on that. But the main thing I want to show you guys is this. So Austin said that the car fans were turning on and off. Well, this may be a real good reason why. As you can see that for all you dirt racers, this is still something that's new to me. That is what's in the radiator. And Austin already sprayed it off, but you can still see, obviously, that this radiator is still got these fins that are closed from the dirt hitting it, and also this dirt that's just caked up in this radiator. So I mentioned to you guys, Braxton had a really cool idea that I'm going to show you guys, and we're going to do this, is I'm going to take this radiator completely out of the car and soak it in a kiddie pool of water to really get the dirt off of the radiator. And also I'm going to build a screen that goes over the front of this car, acts like a catcher to catch the dirt to keep it from hitting the radiator and closing that up. So that's one of the things that we found that was wrong, actually a few. So the radiator was clogged up and possibly not getting air. It did not run as hot as Travis's to blow the motor up, but that could have been one reason it started getting hot. The plugs, we think we didn't put real good plugs in it last time. We kind of put some cheapos, and so I went and bought the real good plugs to put back in it, which is what we had at the beginning of the year whenever we were Austin won at Sunny South. So that's the plan, and we're gonna go get a fresh oil change, because with these VTECs, if the oil gets too thin, then the VTEC pressure, or the oil pressure that goes into the VTEC control module, it doesn't work right. So we're going to get some fresh oil. But the main thing I want to show you guys, besides the small damage with the sheet metal, which is stuff that we don't really worry about, that's just cosmetic, is this exhaust. So let's go show you the final thing on this exhaust. This is what I really think was robbing some power. So I don't think that's how that's supposed to be. You can see that exhaust has fallen. It used to go right up under here and hang. Actually, it used to go right over there in that clamp, and you can see that it has fallen and stretched all the way to the back. So some of them noises that you heard in that last video where I said that the exhaust fell off, this is what I'm talking about. So look at that. So all the way up at the motor compartment, way up here, it is pinched. And then right here, it is pinched real small. And then it goes back up. And then when it comes to the back down here, it's also pinched real tight right there. And this thing was just doing this. Look at that. So I do not think that that is good for these cars at all. I'm pretty sure that that was one of the reasons why we lost power. That exhaust was flopping and it was bent, and so it could have caused a major issue with flow with the exhaust coming out. So what I've done is I've actually gone to the exhaust place and I have purchased us a hard pipe that's going to slide up over our exhaust and be hard piped in to where I don't have that flimsy junk exhaust. So that's the plan on this car. Change out the exhaust, change the oil, change the plugs, and clean the radiator, and then we will be ready for tomorrow night with this car to go hit Deep South Speedway. So let's go show you the Legend car next. So here is the Legend car. The last time I raced it, y'all saw I didn't do too well. Had a bunch of blue smoke pouring out of the rear end. Got into it with Carter Taylor, and it wasn't real good. That's when that fender got tore up, my rim got bent, things like that. But to update you guys on this build, what I've got to do, you can see this bar is also bent. It's really sad that this car is the way it is, but this is what I've got to do. The back bumper's broke, the left rim is bent, the left front rim is bent, the front bumper is broke, and all of the suspension on this left front that goes to the steering rods and all this tire, everything is broke on this left side. So you can see, I mean, nothing, even my steering shaft is broke there. So the plan is, even this right side tire is also bent. The plan is on this car is I want to race coming up August. The next race at Sunny South is in August. What we've done is some of the parts off this car we put on the Bickers car because they've been coming down and racing at Sunny South. And so I stole some of my parts off of this car to put on his so that he could race. All the suspension is mine. They now have purchased all of their suspension stuff like this, brake lines, etc., to be able for me to fix their car, get it back to 100%, and then get my car back to 100%. I've also got to go through the carburetor. I realized that I've been running the wrong fuel. I wouldn't really say the wrong fuel, but I've been running 110 octane, and come to find out that most of everybody's running 93 octane fuel in these because that 110 is burning so hot. So that may be one of the reasons that I'm getting robbed on some horsepower, is because it's running a lot more hotter, causing a lot more engine friction in the cylinder walls, which could be robbing horsepower. But other than that, this fender, I need to paint it. We already know I can paint, well, kind of paint. So I'm going to be replacing that, putting that on, and just going over this Legend car really good. Also going to change the rear end fluid in the rear because I'm pretty sure that it's low, and that smoke that was coming out of the back, I'm pretty sure it was whenever I bled down my brakes. I bought me a new brake bleed kit thing, and I think the brakes were actually working for once. So I think that's what was happening, is I was going in and dragging the brake, and then we're actually working, and it was smoking a little bit. But that is an update on the Legend car. We are going to try to make the next race with the Bickers and finally run against them so that we can have GoPro footage on their car and my car. So that's the plan with the Legend. As far as the Bandolero goes, we have really been talking a lot about this car on what we're going to do. I'm not sure. I know for a fact this year this car will not be back out. We're going to put this car and put it back up into storage and leave this car alone for a while. It took me too long to repair all this front and get everything back to where we want. I know we're going to have to redo all this, like my first video. If you go watch that, it's back to exactly how I bought it. So all of this was broke whenever I first bought it. So that's that. And I don't really feel like cutting all that and taking it back off and doing it. This is the next thing. It bent all of this steering rod. So what I did is I just cut this off so that this tire would move so that I could roll it, because everything was bent there. And then the other major damage is this rear end. So I'm going to do this view. You can see that this is coming at a big angle. Well, if you look at that, all of them are doing that. So even the motor compartment, if you look, I don't know if you can tell, hopefully you can see it's kind of, everything's moving to this side of the car, where when Austin hit the wall that way, it kind of bent the car this way. Here's a better angle at it. You can see everything's kind of pushed like this. So where the car is supposed to be straight, everything's coming this way. So that whole rear end is kicked over this way. It broke all of the suspension. So you can see this. So all of that's broke. Bent the engine mounts. Broke and bent this down. You can see that bar is bent real good. So as far as this goes, this is going to be put on the back burner for a while. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep it. I may possibly, make it into a mud bug or something like that can go over on the property, or I'll tear it completely down. Maybe find a donor body or a frame that maybe's tore up in the front and the back's good, and we'll cut it off and replace it. But otherwise, it's going to be a while before I get back to the Bandolero class. And the reason is, let me go outside. It is blazing hot. I'm about to sweat like a dang popsicle in a heat oven. But anyway, the reason why the Bandolero car is not as important to me is because of this. That is a non-paid class. You get no money at all if you win or anything. That's really just an entry class. But we got the car for my son, and I said, if my son's not old enough, he's only 4 and you've got to be 6. I said, I'm going to go ahead and make it in, to an adult car where I can race it. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. So that's why I'm pushing that off. And we'll see whether or not, if that build's going to be more important than the pure stock build, the dirt car. I'm not sure yet. I've got a few years before my son's even ready to race. So I'm not sure what the plans are. So y'all have to just stay tuned to that. But I'm going to wrap that up here. I know it's been a lot of information for you guys. We mentioned, and I've had a lot of feedback from y'all. Them airboats again, man. I've had a lot of feedback from y'all about wanting a price breakdown on Austin's build. That's in the works. They've already got the dash all out of that one. I didn't get any film on that because that was some guys that ended up buying that and they did the work. But we are going to do a price reveal on that. We have run out of our hats again, so I just got another order of our hats in. So if y'all are interested in that, let me know. Also, we have our shirts, and I just got some fresh stickers in as well. So I'm just pumped about it. I'm very excited about what's to come for our team. For the guys that have made it this far in the video, the ones that truly support us, I appreciate that. And for you guys, y'all are the ones that keep us motivated to keep doing this channel and to keep letting you guys know what's going on with Team FFR. If you haven't already, guys, y'all go check out SWE Racing, Miller Time Motorsports, Chasing the Checkerd. Of course, y'all know about Chase Holland and Hunt the Front already. Love them guys. Trezian Racing. Guys, it's a community of cars. I mean, I'm getting motivated to build more cars because of Mr. Steve and because of Sea-Dog and all these guys, that are building these cars. It just motivates me even more to keep on doing this. So thank y'all for y'all's support. God bless, and we will see you guys at the racetrack in the next video. Peace.